The question of the day is, how bad do you want it? I've always maintained that most people have essentially what they want. Your desires drive your actions. And no matter what's going on in the world, how tough times may get, financial difficulties, sickness, depression, heartbreak, there's some things that you're still going to do no matter what. Some people you're always going to make time for. There's some places you're always going to go. And nothing will change that. Those people, places, and things, those are your priorities. That's where you expend your energy. That's where you invest your time. And that's where you spend your money. And you do it for one simple reason: because you want to. So when people say to me they don't have what they want or they can't do what they want, I always reply with the same question. Well, how bad do you want it? Because when you really want something, a genuine desire, again, it drives your actions. So you're going to plan for that thing. You're going to budget for that thing, and you're even going to sacrifice for it. In order to achieve some things, you have to give up other things. And sometimes we sit in our own little world and we look at people who seem to have it all or have it made, and we say that, oh, well, my situation is more difficult than theirs. They don't have it as hard as I have it, or my situation is more complicated. And we make all of those excuses for ourselves for not just getting up and going to get what we want. And I can remember when I first started building my business, this is a lesson that I learned the hard way. There were people that I tried to network with, I invested in, I gave stuff to, free design work and everything. And there came a time when I needed those people and they just completely disappeared, just left me out there by myself. And I had to figure out a way how to get it done. And I remember I couldn't go out. I couldn't go to the hair salon. I had to do my own hair. I couldn't go get my nails done. I couldn't go out to dinner. I missed out on baby showers, weddings, parties, dates, and even relationships because there was something that I wanted to do. And there are times when it won't make sense to anyone but you. People that are closest to you will think that you're crazy, and they'll tell you to give it up and go do something else because it's not going to work. But that genuine desire in you is what drives you, and it's what makes you go anyway, even when you've got to go by yourself. And sometimes it's challenging because people will ask you, why are you doing this? And you don't have an answer. You don't have a logical answer. All you know is that you want it so bad until you cannot stop, until you get there. But you know, along the way, there will be signs, there will be little bitty things that will let you know that it's going to come to pass. Little things to encourage you and keep you going. And I'll never forget, one thing for me was my iPad. If you know me, you know that I lived by my iPad, my first iPad. And at the time, I couldn't afford a cell phone. So I even used my iPad to make phone calls. I had all of my contacts, all of my work. Everything was in my iPad. But an opportunity came up and I didn't have any money. I didn't have enough money to get what I needed to make the proposal for that particular opportunity. But this was an opportunity of a lifetime that I could not let pass. The only thing that I could do was sell my iPad. So I sold my iPad on Craigslist. Now, it may sound dumb because I paid $4.99 for my iPad. I sold it on Craigslist for $75. And eventually, a couple of months later, I ended up rebuying another iPad for another $4.99. So when you listen to that, that sounds dumb. And it did make sense for me to do this. Why would I sacrifice something that I needed that was a critical part of my business just to get this opportunity? So I sold the iPad on Craigslist. And it was just a weird deal. You know, the lady called me and she said, I want the iPad, but I need you to bring it to my house because my husband is at work. And I said, okay, yeah, whatever, because I needed the $75. So I drove to the lady's house and I gave her my iPad. And when I was there, she told me that the reason she wanted the iPad so bad was because she had a daughter with autism. And she had heard that iPads were good for people or children with autism. So I gave the iPad to her. She paid me, and she immediately gave it to her daughter. The little girl's face lit up. And she's swiping and she's smiling and she's laughing and she intuitively knew how to work it. Looking at that little girl, I knew that I had made the right decision. I knew that somehow it was all going to work out. See, here's a little trick that I learned a long time ago. When you want something and when you genuinely pursue your heart's desire, you're also going to help other people along the way. And when you're able to give and share and bless someone else, when you don't even have what you need for yourself, it takes you to a whole nother level of satisfaction and contentment. So when people were laughing and saying, oh, Val is crazy, I don't know why she's doing that, what she's doing doesn't make sense, it didn't even faze me. I couldn't even feel it because I knew down in my heart, deep down in my soul, that I was doing the right thing. You see, it's okay if it doesn't make sense. It's not going to make sense to the people around you. And sometimes it won't even make sense to you. As long as you know that you're being true to yourself and that you're pursuing your heart's desire, that's all you need, because what comes from the heart touches the heart of other people. And that's all that really matters. For me, sacrificing that iPad meant that I was able to position myself in a place where I could earn a living doing what I love to do and also helping other people at the same time. And that's all that mattered to me. See, so many times we sit back and we say we don't have what we want, we can't do what we want to do, and we're holding on to things and people that's in our way. There are some things you got to cut off, you got to let go of, you got to sacrifice. Make a plan, make a budget, and promise yourself that you're going to do whatever it takes to get what you want. So again, I ask you, how bad do you want it?